Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Members Wins case study. Today I'm with Austin. Austin, how you doing, man?
Doing great. Can be
All right.
better.
All right, dude. First of all, where you based out of?
So I was born and raised in Seattle for about 16 years, moved to California. So my parents right now live in Central California, but right now I'm in East Hollywood.
Okay,
So
gotcha, cool.
West Coast all my life.
Okay, I love that. So, look, let's dive right into this. I know that I mean, to say it lightly, we've gone through a lot so far with your Amazon business, which is good. But let's kind of like backscale a little bit before this. Before you came into this, I mean, what were you doing before? Like, what was your job? What were you doing on like a day to day to provide for yourself?
Yeah, it was rough. So after I graduated college, I decided to just take a risk, move to LA, put my back against the wall. I did insurance for a couple months. I hated it, left it. I was making no money. I was living off savings. Money was very, very rough for me. Then I found like a part-time job working for a stadium. It was decent pay, but I was again only working like 1 to 2 days a week. So, at the end of the month, I have 2,000, $2,500 depending on the utilities, depending on, how much I go out. And I'm not even reaching that, right? I'm just living off savings for the last 6, 7 months, and I've been stressed. I've been very, very stressed. So yeah, it's been tough for this course.
Okay. So, with you being stressed with bills, I know you were working only like 1 to 2 days a week. What was your income like? Like, how much money were you earning on a monthly basis with that?
So on a monthly basis, I was probably putting in, I mean, I had a little bit of FBA that I was doing for the last year and a half. That was like $500 a month. And then working was probably like another $1,500 a month. So I was probably making $2,000 a month. Rent is 2,500, and then you got 500 for food, and then you got 500 for miscellaneous. So yeah, for the last 6 to 8 months, I've been losing probably $1,000 a month, just stressed out of my life, just living off savings my parents helped pay for, and it's been brutal. So
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, it's been brutal, but I guess that's part of why you decided to kind of like dive into the whole e-commerce realm, right? Like you mentioned, you dabbled a little bit into FBA. So let's kind of look a little bit deeper into that. Like, walk me through, like, what was that like for you when you went into FBA? Like, how did that pan out for you?
yeah, so when I started FBA, of course, the biggest difference is it takes a lot of upfront capital, and especially without a mentor, you're kind of, you're left at a crossroads because you and yourself and maybe Claude, I don't know, whatever resource that you have has to figure out, is it worth spending $5,000 to $10,000 on one product that might not even sell? When I did it, thankfully it sold a little bit, but again, it was seasonal. So it did well like, December, and then I had a couple sales for, maybe February, maybe a little bit in April, but for the other 80% of the year, it didn't do anything. So FBA was kind of a letdown, but I did profit in the long run, which was good, right? But I found myself like, it's hard for me to scale this because I did try to launch another product and it didn't work. Thankfully, it wasn't that expensive.
Okay.
So I did lose, maybe like $1,000, $2,000 from it. But yeah, I just kind of like the reason I started FBA was for that like financial freedom. I didn't really want to work 9 to 5 all my life. I wanted to just take a risk, right? Everything is about action, and there's really no way of knowing whether you're going to be successful if you don't actually take the next step forward, right? And I was like, you know what, screw, I'm just going to do it. Found success, but I want to venture away from the FBA, which is why I'm here now. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
Okay. Well, I mean, look, like not many people do see, like the success with FBA right off the bat.
Yeah.
It's good that you were able to see that success, but why didn't you feel like you wanted to stick it through? Why didn't you, if you saw the system was working with the FBA, why not continue down that path? Why venture into like the other version of selling on Amazon, which is what we do with the dropshipping route?
It's not as stable. It's also if you're on a financial constraint, again, committing 5 to 10K off the get-go,
Yeah.
like it doesn't matter how much product research you do, like anything's possible, right? It's like going all in poker. Like you have to just suck it up, right? If it just goes down the rabbit hole, right? But the reason why I switched models is because this model is a lot more stable, right? You only spend money when you make money, and I like that a lot better. And it's also like you can list not any products, right? You have to get them gated first, but you could basically list any product you want, and you don't have to worry about that seasonal aspect, right? You could list literally anything, pool supplies in the summer, toys in the winter, right? It's like the world is your oyster with drop shipping. That's why I love it. But yeah, FBA was just so much more, I guess, restriction, right, on what you can do and the amount of money that it takes up front, especially being, in my position where I've been struggling financially. It was just, I did have the money back then and I did make a little bit of money, but, it was a couple years down the line that I was like, you know what? I don't think I could do this. Just keep like just bidding out FBA products that might not work, might work. And yeah, maybe I can maybe get a mentor for that. But I was like, you know what? Let's just try a different business model. And here we are today.
And here we are today. Okay.
So,
So when you initially decided to do that, to make that choice, right, to transition away from FBA to more something a little bit more stable, I know there is a lot out there, right? There's a lot of programs, there's a lot of other mentors. I think from your perspective, what do you feel like stood out the most to you in terms of deciding to say, you know what, I'm gonna take this dive deep with Shane. I'm gonna go with them over anybody else's.
so when I did like, come across your program, I was very skeptical, right? Like any other course. That's why I asked a lot of questions. I did a lot of research. And I think the biggest thing that I found was I wanted to see if you guys were incentivized in your student success, right? Or is it just I spend, whatever amount of money, you take the money and then maybe you give more attention to other people that you like better, right? Like once I'm in the course, like what is that dynamic looking like? And after further all these questions I was asking, I was like, okay, they actually care about
Right.
your success. They want you to be successful, right? They don't just want to take your money, they want you to be successful and grow. And that's what I found and I loved about it.
Yeah. Awesome, man. And I'm happy that you saw that value because that's the
Yeah.
most important thing for us is like we're there through the ups that you're going to have with an Amazon business, but also through the downs, right? We're all going to go through some sort of problems at some point with a new Amazon business and old Amazon business. And it's important for us to give you the support that you need to make sure like we're reducing that skepticism as you come in and giving you the tools, but also like the support you need to answer your questions, to give you insights, to give you tips, and to really help you get to like a good level with product research where you're finding consistent items on a day to day. And as you first started, I mean, you are no stranger to selling on Amazon in general. You do have experience, but what was it like when you first actually started with us? What do you feel like helped you in the beginning process with
Yeah.
the program?
So honestly, I loved the support. Also, I love the onboarding because it's very simple. Like really what you need to learn is it's a lot simpler than you think. I'd say the biggest thing that I was happy about is okay, it literally took one day and then I knew what I was going to do, right? I knew what I was doing. And of course, the resources, I did ask a lot of questions and I did have that background of Amazon FBA, so I didn't really need the like infrastructural, help.
Yeah.
But just learning the model was very, very fast, very efficient, very simple. And, once you learn it like that, then you just, you know, the tracks start rolling. And yeah,
Yeah.
I loved how simple it was.
Good. And how long has it been now, like in total, since you've been part of the program?
3 weeks, month. I don't even, I'm like brand new.
Okay.
Yeah, I like just started.
Okay. So what's been the biggest accomplishment you've been able to achieve so far?
Man, well, biggest accomplishment, I would say I did, or I'm on track of doing 15,000 in sales in 2 weeks. I started, let's just say, if you count onboarding, right, you're kind of learning the process and then you start implementing the process, right? A month ago, I started learning. 3 weeks ago, I started implementing. 2 weeks ago is when I started seeing a lot of results. So in those 2 weeks, about 15,000. But in those, in the last 3 weeks, that first week, it was a lot of trial and error, right? It didn't just come to me. It was a lot of hard work, right? A lot of finding products, listing products, right? It's a numbers game at the end of the day. I had a lot of fails, right? I know it sounds like I'm very successful, but the progress that I had to go through was brutal. It was pretty brutal. And you stuck through it, you stick through it, you stick through it, and eventually something works. Because at the end of the day, it's just consistency. You'll come into something, you'll fail, you'll fail, you'll fail until you don't, and then you hit something, and then there you go. I'm at $15,000 sales in 2 weeks, and yeah, it's only getting up and up and up. So
Yeah, dude.
definitely proud of myself, and definitely a lot of growth there.
You should be proud of yourself, honestly. We've seen you catch on very quickly, and we've seen you be relentless in the sense that, like, you implement, right? If you list a product and it doesn't sell, well, obviously, like you said, we don't spend money to list a product, and that's the beauty of this. you're at leisure to list as much as you possibly can whenever you want and seeing what sticks. Once we know what sticks, we focus on the data from that point, right? And you've kind of embodied that. Really, the number one characteristic that we do look for is just someone that is willing to trust the process, but also not give up, because right when someone wants to give up, there's a little inflection point, and at that moment, there's a breaking point, and that's where the breakthrough happens. And for you, right, it's been the last 2 weeks, $15,000 in sales. I mean, what do you feel like this next 30 days is going to look like for you? How far do you think you can push this?
Man, that's the thing. Like, I have to figure out, I'm still learning a lot, right? And I want to automate a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. If I can automate the busy work, I can focus on the scaling work. I could probably hit 50,000 in a month, but for now, probably, just have to stick out the busy work for now as I'm learning, eventually maybe get an assistant or, do some sort of software. But yeah, I'm looking at about 30, probably 30,000 in a month if, everything stays on the track. It's only going up and up, so maybe even 40.
Right?
But yeah,
Absolutely.
but always shooting for the stars, right? Like, yeah, 10,000 is cool, 20,000 is cool, but never think that low. Always think, I want to hit 100,000. I want to hit 200,000. So yeah, I say 30,000, yeah, I say 40,000. Yeah, it sounds like a lot, but in reality, like that's just the first step. And you always want to shoot for 6 digits at the end of the day.
Absolutely, dude. And I think that's the perfect way to think about it. The sky's the
Yeah.
limit with something like this.
Exactly.
And for someone like yourself, I know it was difficult at first, right? For you to make the decision to say, you know what, like I'm gonna do this. I'm committed to it. I know you were kind of going a little bit back and forth and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
what would you say to anybody that is thinking about it, right? Who's on the fence, who's a little bit skeptical, who might be scared about making investments? What would you tell that person?
Look, at the end of the day, like you could spend the next day, next week, next month thinking you're going to do something, thinking you might do something, but guess what? If you don't do it, nothing's going to change in your life. Like sometimes you just have to take that first step. You have to take a risk, right? Every successful entrepreneur started somewhere. They risked something. There was some sort of opportunity cost that they had to give up, right? And if you're thinking about it, then you're just going to stay the same, right? You'd rather take a risk, fail, and then win than just don't take the risk at all. So always, always, always think about what you can be than staying comfortable with what you are currently. And because that's just life, man. Like you go through trials and tribulations, you can't get training wheeled through everything. You have to start somewhere. You have to do something. And, that's just the psychological barrier you have to break through. And that's just what
I
you gotta
mean,
do.
I couldn't have said it better. I think that that's part of the reason why you've done so well with this in a short period of time is
Yeah.
how you think and how you
It's
perceive
all,
these things.
yeah.
Your success is the technical stuff, right? But a bigger part of your success is actually how you think, right?
Yeah.
And exactly like what you said, like you were able to know, like the fear of staying where you are, right, or where you were right there and then was far greater than the fear of you trying this program out, right?
Yeah.
And you take,
100%.
I mean, you did your due
Yeah.
diligence, right? You made a sophisticated bet, and it paid off, right? And it's going to continue to pay off, right? As the months and as the weeks go by and whatnot. So, as we continue on in 2026, what's the big goal for you? What do you really want to be able to get this Amazon business at?
Well, thankfully, being in LA, it's hard enough to find a freaking job. So I don't really have anything to commit to. Thankfully, with Amazon picking up, my goal for 2026 is just to keep scaling this. That's pretty much it. Just keep scaling this, work from home. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a privilege, but I am putting in a lot of work every single day. It feels amazing. And, but you always got to think of the trade-offs, right? I don't got to drive to work, right? I don't have to deal with people. I don't have to deal with the boss, right? Yeah, you got to deal with customers, right? But that's Amazon, right? At least you're not in insurance, right? You don't have to go to a client's house and pitch them and sell them. I tried it and I sucked at it.
Right.
And that's the beauty of it is like you know yourself what you're good at, leverage that. All right? I'm terrible at persuading people through insurance. I was like I don't believe in it myself. I'm not going to do this. And I stopped. I decided to do a different thing that I think I was better at and it worked, right? It's all about failing and then learning from your mistakes and then doing it over and over and over till something clicks. But yes, sorry, I went off a tangent. I love what I do. Yeah, it's tough, but you know, there's trade-offs to everything. So
It's worth it at the end of the day. All right. So Austin, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing your progress. I mean, I know the coaching team is as well. JP, Erica, we're all in your corner. We're here to support you through that process. The automations are going to come. We're going to help you with that when the time is right, of course. We just got to be able to make sure, like you said, you're perfecting the process. You're going through the grunt work right now, but it's what's necessary to get to those 50, 100K per month levels. We're going to be able to help you get there every single step of the way. And sharing your story with individuals is really helpful because not many people think like you, right? And it's also helpful for people who might have been in similar positions that you were in to understand, maybe it's just their mindset getting in the way of them actually committing to it, right? And then on the other side of that fear that they have is a better life, right? More freedom of choice, and I guess more peace of mind at the end of the day.
yeah, that's the thing is, and anyone's capable of doing this. It's all mindset, right? I'm not like an Einstein, right? It doesn't take someone that's super smart, right? It's just dedication, consistency, and mindset. That's all it is. And I think anyone's capable of doing that, right? I wasn't, put on this earth to do Amazon FBA. I didn't even know. I just, it's just all mindset that I leveraged, and there you go. You're successful. As long as you just don't give up, you keep doing what you're doing, you'll win.
Absolutely, man. Well, look, awesome, man. I appreciate your time here, and I appreciate you sharing your story. I'm sure it's inspired a lot of people, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of the year goes for you, man.
I am too. Thanks, Shane.